Yo, what's up? My name's Adam. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about graduate schemes. So literally what they are, who offers them, how you can get yourself a graduate scheme and whether that's right for you. So if you've ever wondered, what the hell is this grad scheme that your friends or other students are talking about, maybe your lecturers mention it, today, wonder no more. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what a grad scheme is. Why listen to me? I did a 3-year-long commercial graduate scheme. I've done 3 placements over 3 years. I graduated that grad scheme and now I'm a fully fledged deal cracking professional. So I've been there, I've been through the process. I got my top choice offer. I was really fortunate to get my top choice offer. I've been there and I'm going to talk through my experience on a graduate scheme. I also have a lot of friends who've had graduate schemes in retail, banking, FMCG, telecoms. One friend works in cement. It's either cement or concrete. He gets really passionate about the difference between cement and concrete. Let's just call it construction. Effectively, I have a host of friends who work in a whole plethora of graduate schemes, plus my own experience. So you've come to the right place if you want to hear about graduate schemes. So what is a graduate scheme? Graduate schemes are work-based rotational development programs, which are designed to rotate you between roles, functions, and different businesses that company you're hired by might own. The structure will vary from company to company, but effectively you'll get mentoring, coaching, and training, rotate throughout the business, and they focus predominantly on the job experience. You may even leave your graduate scheme with some sort of formal qualification. I know this is pretty typical with HR and accounting. I'm going to assume law as well. Effectively, this is a fast-track scheme that's designed to give you a whole host of experiences within that company. So an example is Mars, which owns lots of different brands like Pedigree, Whiskers, Mars, Snickers, Twix, even this, it owns, I think it's Extra, Mints. If you are hired by that company and say you do a marketing scheme, your projects might be on them different brands. So one day you might be marketing Pedigree and Whiskers, which are pet products, and then the next day you might be marketing Twix and Snickers. And because who wants to buy pet food varies massively to who wants to buy chocolate bars, that audience is so wildly different. It's going to be 2 completely different businesses. And Whiskers and Pedigree are 2 big brands that actually the company Mars could sell if it wanted. So you might find within a company, it has different subsidiaries and entities, and actually the culture and the way that business is ran is actually really different. So a graduate scheme maybe on Mars, let's say marketing, they'll put you into different brands and they'll rotate you between each product that they own. It will vary depending on what scheme you do. Some are more centered in, say, marketing, sales, finance, technical, and then some are broader, say, commercial. So who offers graduate schemes? Who offers graduate schemes is typically going to be the bigger firms, FTSE 100 companies. So when I say FTSE 100, that's the top 100 companies that are publicly traded in the UK. And you're going to see companies like PwC, Google, Aldi, Lidl. There's going to be a whole host of different companies that you recognize that are these really big entities. The reason is these bigger companies have the size, the scale and resource to offer a well thought out graduate program. Secondly, they have the resource to offer the big packages to attract the top talent. You will find some SMEs which actually offer a graduate program, but you're going to have to do some digging in your local area or across the country to try and find some SMEs that offer graduate schemes. SME is like small to medium enterprise. SME is small and medium enterprises. So typically who you're going to work for is these bigger brands that are really recognizable. They'll offer graduate schemes. Go check out the Times Top 100 Graduate Employers. I think there's a book that they released, but you definitely don't need the book. Just go on the Times Top 100 Graduate Employers, Google that, and Milkground will have all them listed. So how long is a graduate scheme? Typically, graduate schemes will be anywhere between 1 and 3 years, and you'll rotate a handful of times over that period. I will say 1 year is a bit short. I couldn't give you at the top of my head an example of a graduate scheme that's 1 year. I don't really think that's enough time to gain sort of the technical knowledge. I mean, after 1 year, you're only really getting up to speed with the company you work for and its ins and outs. And then it's probably year 2 that you start ramping up that technical knowledge. Converse to that, 3 years is also a little bit too long. You'll find that majority of graduate schemes fit within that 2-year mark, give or take a couple of months. What is the pay like? So put simply, that cheddar cheese, very nice. Graduate schemes are all paid, and you'll find that grad schemes are paid pretty decent, especially for the amount of training and learning you'll go through, and they're all entry-level positions. So you'll probably find when you look at the pay packages, damn, they're pretty good. If you're lucky enough to get onto a graduate scheme, you'll probably find that this is one of the times in your career you think, damn, I'm paid pretty alright. You know, I'm pretty useless and I'm paid a fair whack for it. Plus there's a whole host of other benefits. A lot of the companies are publicly traded, so offer share match schemes. So if you put X amount in, they'll match you to a certain amount. Again, pensions, you put a certain percentage of your salary in, they'll match that contribution. They also do a lot of stuff like flexible working and home base, which are also brilliant. Centrica, who own British Gas, give you £3,000 for turning up on your first day. So really think about 25 to 30k as a starting salary is pretty decent. Plus you're going to get some sort of joining bonus or added bonus in terms of share schemes and pensions. An example is Nestle. It pays 28 to 30k as a starting salary plus a whole host of other benefits. I mean, I was surviving on like pasta and mayonnaise, pot noodles, 30k starting salary straight from uni after surviving on student loans. I would take that every day of the week. When should I apply? Some opportunities will work on an open basis, but majority will open up for applicants in September. And they'll close as soon as they filled their vacancies, and that could be 3 to 6 months. It's pretty much a must that you have to apply in September. Most of you will be at university applying for graduate schemes, so apply in your final semester. If you've already graduated, pick a September which you can apply and make sure between September to December that you've sent your applications out. It's pretty much a must. The starting date will be that following September. So be mindful, from application to sitting down with that free cup of coffee on your first day could take up to 1 year. So me personally, I applied for my graduate program in November to December, and then the application took all the way to mid-March to receive my offer. So when should you apply? Apply straight away in your final semester in September. Aim to have secured yourself an offer Q1 the following year to then have your start date on that September of the following year. Just make sure you hit them grade requirements. Which leads me on nicely. What qualifications do you need to secure a graduate program? Most companies will require a minimum of a 2-1, and they might stipulate a certain amount of UCAS requirements. Some companies will accept a 2-2, and even them companies that say that they have a minimum 2-1 requirement, if in exceptional circumstances or if they deem that it's necessary, you could negotiate them down to that 2-2 level. As an example, PwC's tax graduate scheme operates a 2-1 in any discipline. So you're sold. You want a graduate scheme? How do you apply? So we have an article dedicated to this on thegradhero.com. It runs you through application to offer, everything you need to know about the recruitment cycle. But today I'm going to give you a whistle-stop tour of that process. So whistle-stop tour, you ready? 3, 2, 1, go! After deciding where to apply, you have to submit your application on the company's website and answer 3 to 4 questions why you're right for the role. You're then going to have to take aptitude tests, which typically come in the form of numerical and verbal reasoning tests, and they could throw in a situational judgment test for good measure. You'll then be invited to an interview, which typically takes the form of a telephone interview, but it could be in the form of a video interview. Once you pass that, there could be another round of interviews, which could be the form of technical interviews. Then the big day, the assessment centre, which you'll have case studies, presentations, maybe more interviews, and team building exercises. Once you pass that, woo, you got yourself an offer. This whole application can take a few months, so I would say be patient. Also, definitely hedge your bets. They can be really fickle of why they don't accept an application. They get so many, I mean seriously hundreds and thousands of applicants. They could be really fickle of why they've decided that you're not right for that role, and they could just be in a bad mood and chuck your CV out that day. So apply for a few and hedge your bets. So bringing that all together, graduate schemes are rotational development programs that fast track your career that pay pretty decent. They're typically offered by the larger firms and they're notoriously competitive. So if you want to bag yourself a graduate scheme, you're going to have to work for it. But if you're listening to this, or you're listening to the Graduate Podcast, or you're checking out thegradhero.com, in any competition, there are winners and losers, and you are trying to better yourself and understand the grad recruitment process and better your knowledge of grad recruitment. If you're listening today, you are one of the winners. Woo! Thank you so much for listening. I hope that was of value and useful. I hope you've left this video actually understanding what the heck is a graduate scheme, what it involves, who offers them, what it pays, and how you bag yourself one. If you have any questions, DM me at @thegradhero on Instagram or drop me an email, adam@thegradhero.com. Best case, comment below. Subscribe, like, thank you so much. Boom.